Marvel and Sony have announced a release date for their Spider-Man movie, which will be on July 28th, 2017. Now, this will not be The Amazing Spider-Man 3, it will be a reboot. Now, you probably think, since this is a reboot, that probably means that all the spin-offs, which include Sinister 6, Venom/Carnage, and the female Spider-Man character spin-off, which is probably Black Cat, are likely off the table. Well, you'd be wrong. Yes, that's right. So, Sinister 6 is still happening. Now, when Sony announced they were doing Sinister 6 alone, I was like, but now that we know Marvel is doing it, it might not be so bad. Here's how Marvel could do it. I mean, well, here's the thing. If Marvel Studios is doing it with Sony, it could turn out really good. Now, here's how. Okay, so, you remember in Guardians of the Galaxy, where whatchamacallit, the Guardians, are going up again, well, the Guardians, with Guardians of the Galaxy, that was considered a risk, because nobody knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy were. That kind of worked, because they were kind of misfits, you know, and that became compelling to the audience. Well, the same could happen with Sinister 6. Here's how you do it. Do not go with the classic Sinister 6. Don't go with Doc Ock or anything else. Say that there was a Sinister 6, like before the events of this movie, that Spider-Man defeated. And now we see all these other villains like Shocker and, Boomerang. Everybody, they're all jokes. And they're all villain misfits. So I think they should go with the superior foes of Spider-Man. That's what I think they should do. And they're all misfits. Spider-Man defeats them on several occasions. So then, the Kingpin comes to them and says, oh, well, you guys are all losers. Nobody ever takes you seriously. Oh, I have an idea of how people can take you seriously. We reform the Sinister Six. Ha 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 ha. You will become the new Sinister Six. Now, obviously, as you know, well, as some of you hopefully know, Vincent D'Onofrio will be playing the Kingpin, the MCU Kingpin, in Netflix's Daredevil, which comes out on April 10th. So, we will probably see, the Kingpin from that will probably have some connection to, the Sinister Six. So, well, not the Sinister Six, but with Spider-Man. Eventually. Maybe he'll be in 2017's Marvel Spider-Man. Maybe he won't. I don't know. But, yeah. So, have him in this movie. Have him come to them. Have him say, well, in the first movie we see, in Marvel Spider-Man, which comes out in 2017, we see him and he says, well, he creates this, he craves to defeat Spider-Man. And then he goes to, and then in Sinister 6 we see him again. He sends Doc Ock out. He does some experiments with Otto Octavius. Otto Octavius becomes Dr. Octopus. He goes crazy. So then he decides to hire a band of supervillains to go up against Spider-Man in Sinister 6. And that is the Sinister 6. So the Sinister 6, they rob a couple banks, they steal a couple stuff. They're really successful at first, but then they realize that Kingpin is using them. So then they decide, okay, we're going to go up against Kingpin. That is how you should do the movie. And then at the very end, they decide to become, their own little team. That is how you could do the movie. Now, there was something online that said Sinister 6 would be a soft reboot, and Spider-Man would team up with them. No. You don't do that. You go with, if you're gonna do Sinister 6, focus around the Sinister Six. Spider-Man can have cameos, but it can't, and obviously there's going to have to be a lot of references to Spider-Man, but do not make it from Spider-Man's perspective. There were rumors that Sinister Six was just going to be a Spider-Man movie where Spider-Man fights the Sinister Six, but it was going to be called Sinister Six. I know having a movie from the Sinister Six's perspective is a risky idea, but you got to have confidence. If it's going to be called Sinister Six, it's got to be about Sinister Six. You've got to have confidence in the Sinister Six if it's going to be a movie called Sinister Six. Okay? Capiche? So that's my idea. I'd love to hear your ideas. Let me know in the comments section below.